Hey, what's up, our Mirrorless Minions? Episode number 43. Who's that dude? Oh, wait, I'm pointing to myself. There he is. There he is. Mike Banning. What's up, Mike?
Hey, what's happening? Back on. It's been a month.
I know, like Mr.
I
Man of Mystery.
How dirty my desk is in the room.
Oh, don't.
How long it's been since I've been on a show.
Don't do that, because I almost feel like you're calling me out. Like, holy crap, I can't.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't cleaned up.
Well, it's a good thing the show isn't shot with the new TG-Tracker, because
right?
The 204 field of view would show my shit on both sides.
204-degree field of view and 4K glorious pile of crap behind me. You know, holy cow, that would be bad news.
Right. So what's happening? I guess we've had an announcement.
Yep. Well, let's. That kind of leads off the title of the show, and you kind of alluded to it right there. So the TG-Tracker.
Mm-hmm.
Introduce it, Mike. What is it? Tell everybody what the TG-Tracker is.
It is a, let's see, how we best put this? It is something to track every adventure you possibly could do and video it at the same time. And then on top of that, put data to the video, which is really the exciting piece, I know, for a lot of adventure fanatics like myself. And get, whether it's on a bike or a car or a skateboard or a surf or whatever. And so, yeah, your adventure tracker is probably the best way to put it. And I think that's how we were referring to it, isn't it not?
Right.
Tracker adventure.
Exactly. I think that's the perfect way of putting it, And like you said, so it's an action camera. Everybody knows that there are a slew of different brands of action cameras out there, and they all do the same thing, which is great. A lot of them shoot great video. That's good. Yep. Olympus, I think that they looked at the market and said, a lot of people that get these want to have an adventure. They want to go do things, and they don't want to only just record video of it and audio of it. Right. It would be kind of cool to have some data to go along with it. So, like, I was in Arizona a couple of weeks ago in the mountains, and so some of the hiking around would have been kind of interesting to be able to log things like my elevation. That would explain why I was out of breath constantly, and you could see that charted in real time against the video, which is kind of cool. One of the videos that you can find online that demos it shows a guy or woman mountain biking down a mountain somewhere out west, I'm guessing, and as they're going down, you're watching the video, but right below the video, there's actually a chart that shows their elevation as they descend the mountain, which is really cool to have that data.
You would have been cool to have that temperature sensor for you there. It sounds like you went from warm to snow. That thing would have been going crazy.
Oh yeah, without a doubt, and to me that is it's a differentiator, right? That sets it apart completely from everybody else, as far as not doing just the video. The video, everybody can do video. Anybody can do video. But having all that data is cool. And what else? Okay, so speaking of the data, and I'll let you talk a little bit about this. It records data. It records video. It can do one of them all by itself, right? The little toggle on the side of the camera.
Right, yeah, it keeps going on without having to shoot that. So you can use it to track all your data just like you would. I mean, it's got everything, your steps, your calories, it's got all that on top of all the other pieces of the data that would come with it, the temperature sensors. So you don't have to be shooting video. I mean, not every second is going to be videoed of a big adventure.
Yep. You just I didn't
have some cool tracking with that.
I didn't queue up any of the product images. I literally ran upstairs and started this pretty much. But it's easy to go to the Get Olympus website, and right on the front page, you're going to see a section for the TG-Tracker. And if you look at the product photos, you'll notice that there's a little toggle switch, and you can flip it to one side, and it says either log or data log. I don't remember which one, but you can set the camera to not record video, but just track your data. So let's say you're hiking, you have that, carabiner on to your backpack, flip on the log, and just go about your business all day long. It's going to track your distance and, plot that all out, via the GPS. It's going to track elevation, barometric pressure for freaks like me who like to chase storms. It's going to, all the data that it collects, even G-forces. I mean, how nuts is that? So, I mean, if you're hiking and you fall and tumble down the hill, there you go right there.
Too. Yeah, I just threw it out. I had one sitting off to the side. So
And
oh,
there you
it
go.
is right there. Your
Yep,
log, right?
exactly. Yep. So you can just have it log your data as you're, going about your business, which is kind of cool to be able to do that. It's a hands-free way of, again, gathering that much more information about what you're doing as you're adventuring.
Right. Now if I could just on screen share, we could do the rest of the show. Okay.
There we go.
Right.
But yes.
This thing is, and I think actually I'm going to really be excited just to use it on a bike situation to do the stuff like I'm going to talk about tonight, with the slow roll here in Detroit, something to just actually get with that 204 degree field of view. You can get groups of people that are just monstrous.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And you could be in the middle of the group and still get the group. And I think that the thing I actually like most out of all of it, because I was really sort of digging into it tonight before the show, and I guess it dawns on me, but it didn't at first, is you don't need an extra case for this. It's that shock proof. It's freeze proof. Just as is, out of the box. So grab it out of your pants, put it in your pocket, put it in your shirt pocket. You pull it out and you go. You don't know, where's my plastic case because I'm going underwater right now.
Right.
You don't need that.
Yep. And I was talking about that on my vlog post the other day, that the differentiator between it and all of the other action cameras out there is that with all the other ones, like you said, you need to get the camera out and then you need to put it in your housing. And with a couple of the brands, the housings have different backs on them that have openings to allow sound in, because, well, if you're in a fully waterproof housing on the other brands, you're enclosed, you get like almost zero sound. Whereas with this, it's like you said, you just pull it out of the pocket. You can go from, riding your bike down the trail and it's, 90 degrees out and you're burning up, and you get to the lake and you can just jump off and jump in the water and everything's cool.
Right. I mean, you can really see this thing strapped, to your body in whatever way or shape or form you do that, with one of the accessories. And, you could be running, you could be biking and, doing the swimming or the running in the water all at the same time. And you could be, hitting people with it. I mean, that thing is crush proof. Because here's one of the things I'm thinking of doing with it. Instead of just the normal handlebar or helmet type thing, which will be great, I'm actually want to get a different perspective on the bike, and I want to get it down mounted by the chain. Oh yeah. So sometimes you hit other bikes, sometimes you pop around, because when you're with all the different bikes, I mean, so it's going to feel strong that thing could be down there. It'll feel great. Yep. That I'm not worried about it, because that's one of the things I will say. So, it comes with all these accessories too, which I was really happy to see. Yeah. You don't have to go and buy them. I'm thinking, oh boy, how much are those things going to be?
And one of the things that I'm most excited about accessory wise, I think for me personally, is the grip. I mean, it's going to give you an easy way to hold the camera, a steadier way to hold it. But for me, for those who follow what I do online, that I vlog daily. I haven't vlogged yet, but when we get off tonight, I've got to put a vlog post out. So, I've admittedly been using an action camera from another company, and for my vlogging when I'm not using my phone, or if I don't have time to set up one of the DSLR, I said DSLR. But now I have time to set up one of the OMDs back there. I've been talking about DSLRs today. But this will take over as my vlogging camera, because now I've got a 204 degree field of view, which makes it easy. So I don't have to have it on like a big, long selfie stick way out here. I can just hold it right out in front of my face and get, well, more of me than I probably want to share. But you know what I'm saying? It's going to be easy to vlog with that camera. And the sound quality, from the samples that I've seen, the sound quality is light years better than the other, products on the market, So I don't know that it's probably going to be pushed as this by anybody but me, for right now. But I think it's going to be a hell of a vlogging camera. It's compact. It can shoot 4K when you want to shoot 4K. Crazy wide field of view. I can vlog in the middle of a thunderstorm outdoors, because you better be damn certain this summer I'm getting out in storms, and I would love to vlog from a storm, with the other ones, it's just not going to happen. So
no, I agree. And there's another accessory. What is it? I'm looking at the nut name. It's the MCT01 or whatever, that the mount clip, the mount coupling.
Yeah.
It's got this little selfie mirror on the front, which is whatever. That's fine. But that mount coupling, you know, puts it together with, you know, an unknown name brand, we won't say.
Well,
but all the accessories that go with that. I mean, the things to wear on your chest, the things to put on a car.
On a drone.
On your dog, you know?
Yeah. Yes.
So
without a doubt.
It can mount on all of those things. And I think that's real important. But just in case you own one of those other brands and you go, you know, I want to try this Olympus brand, all that stuff will still work.
Right.
That's huge. That's huge because anybody that knows that buys one of these action cams, the real market and the money they make is from all these accessories because they're expensive as crap. A lot of those little accessories for all the helmets and stuff. So I think that is going to be the piece that is really cool is that you can keep using all that stuff.
Yeah. Crazy. I know. Well, it looks like Bob Panic, our good buddy, is telling us that we have technical difficulties and it shows the show is starting soon. But yet I see I see we did 8 viewers right now. And we were up higher than that a minute ago. So people are watching it live. Sorry, Bob. Yeah. I reshared the link. So
well, it's going to be that much better when it's done. Yeah. I don't know what to say.
Sorry, Bob.
You know, it's the same old thing.
We're going to give Bob Panic his 15 minutes of fame.
We are getting
live on Mirrorless Minutes.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know, and Mike and I currently do not have versions of the TG-Tracker right now. I know that they sent them out to a couple of people in the press that are, well, admittedly far more adventurous than Mike or I. They're a group of women called the Scuba Girls who have been using it in the past. I don't know if they're currently using it now, but they were diving, I think maybe in the Florida Keys or somewhere in the Caribbean with it. Right. And a mountain biker adventurer out somewhere, it looked like maybe in the Pacific Northwest, who did some climbing in the mountains and also some mountain biking. So with all of that being said, if you want to see footage from that, I just invite you to get on your favorite social media platform, Twitter, probably Instagram. I'm hoping that's on there. I haven't checked personally, but
I think it should be. Yeah.
But just use the hashtag #TrackYourAdventures. And I think that's mostly what you're going to find is TG-Tracker stuff. So if you're curious about what it can do and the environments you can put it in, just do that search until Mike and I get our hands on it and do more formal reviews and show it off on the show.
It'll be really great, and I hope we get it by then. But by the time we get out to, it'd be great to have her out of Chicago.
Oh gosh, yeah. Oh yeah.
Because one of the things we're doing out of Chicago is we got the first Thursday night. We have about a 4 or 5 hour class.
Yeah.
And we want to give about an hour worth of instruction, but we want to get out shooting.
Right.
And we want to, we could have both of us having one of those. And you're a much better video editor. Putting all that together would really show us some cool angles. You talking and me doing some stuff, or the other way around. I mean, we could really have a nice video of how to do live composite, because that's what we're out there doing. Right.
It almost sounds like you're forewarning the attendees of that Thursday night class that
they will be
you're on camera.
Yeah, I think either way they better be prepared.
Right. Yeah, it's gonna happen.
Yeah. Exactly. And I think if I was right in saying this, Chris opened up the wait list.
Ooh, very cool.
Right. So we actually have another 5 or something. It's not a lot of people still. It's still only 10 or 12 people.
Right.
But it was really short, really small, like 6. And now I think we got up to 12 or something, because there were 5 or 6 on the wait list. That sold out, I think, the first week.
Yeah.
That they announced it.
Well, come on. It's live composite, and everybody's seen some of your city work with live composite. So it's like, all right, we want to do this.
Yeah, we are gonna have a blast. We got to figure out how to do live composite on this TG-Tracker. I don't know. There's got to be something I can do on that.
We'll figure it out. If anybody can, we're gonna do it.
Definitely. So now there is one accessory. I didn't look at it clear enough, though. I know it's a case, and I think it somehow straps, from what I can tell, straps onto a backpack or something.
Right.
That's what I was looking at.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think that's going to be one of those accessories that everybody's going to end up with.
Yeah. Especially it wasn't expensive. It was like $29. I mean, for a case for it.
Right.
Probably not a bad idea, especially if you're just going to use it to track your data.
Look right there. Okay.
Yep. I know.
I've got a bag problem. I'm getting the little bag for the tracker too. So it's going to happen.
It's going to happen. Yeah, exactly. And it'll probably lend itself to more people building other cases.
Right. Yeah. There'll be a Kickstarter for that.
For sure. For sure.
All right. So that's about it, I guess, in tracker news.
Yeah, I think that's it. We want to get one and get it in our hands. And I know we're going to have a blast with it as soon as we do. And yeah, I'm excited. Really excited to see it.
So am I.
You know, whoever gets one in their hands, you know,
I'm definitely. I'll be jet skiing with it this summer, so that's one of my first uses for it, without a doubt.
There you go.
Yeah. So I want to just take like a quick second and just talk about the tripod that I was using. I think I've mentioned it on and off a couple of times. I don't know that I ever showed it on camera or not. I know I have on my vlog, but not on Mirrorless Minutes. But Vanguard sent this to me. It is part of their Veo lineup, which are their compact travel tripods, carbon fiber. I requested something light for that trip to Arizona just because I knew we'd have a lot of time on our feet walking, whether it was in the mountains there in Flagstaff or whether it was the Grand Canyon or parts of Sedona. But so reached out to them and they fired off it's the Veo 265 CB. So it's like one of the smaller carbon fiber tripods that they make. What's kind of cool though about the way that this folds up is the legs don't fold up against the center post. Just reduce it for travel. You unlock the center column and fold it down.
Oh wow!
All right, so it's a little different as far as how it breaks down. I've been a really strong supporter of the Mi Photo brand, and I still love the Mi Photo brand. I'm never going to get rid of the Mi Photos that I have. But for somebody who is stepping beyond the budget realm, you know, and wanting to go up a little bit and something with a little bit higher build quality, because, you know, the Mi Photos are like an entry-level tripod. And if you're looking for something with some, I guess, weight savings due to carbon fiber, I would invite people to check out Vanguard. Great product. It's been working flawlessly for me since I've had it. No issues. I also have this ball head that they sent with it.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. Let me look at that ball head.
So now, admittedly, I asked for the smaller ball head. And so there's two in this line. There's the BBH 100 and 200. They sent the 200. So this will hold up, and I don't have specs with me. I try not to be spec heavy all the time, but it'll definitely hold up a full frame DSLR with a grip and a big ass lens without a problem. Okay. But some of the cool stuff that I'm digging about this, one of them is this switch right here. I've never seen anything like it. And I'll admit, you know, for a while there, I thought this is just kind of like a dorky gimmick, you know, but I started using it and started realizing, okay, it's not really a dorky gimmick. So when the ball head's in the free floating state like this, right, it's not moving right now. It's locked. Okay. I can't move it. But if I release that switch, now it can float around. So I don't have to retension everything in order to lock the camera in place. I can just flip that switch forward and then have it lock into the vertical position like this. And then now I can just walk away from the camera and then release it again and just let it float.
That's a cool feature.
So it's kind of a different thing. And I didn't understand really what the purpose of it was until I started using it. That's kind of like the biggest thing about the ball head, other than the fact that it's cooler than hell looking.
It's futuristic looking.
It is. It's nuts. It's like this whole like open design to it. And also I thought something that was kind of interesting, and I'm sure other tripod and ball head manufacturers do this, I've just never seen it before, is the silicone bumper right here. I don't know if you've ever had a camera on a tripod and had the center column drop all and the whole thing comes down and smacks. Yeah. Well, that'll absorb some of the shock. I mean, I don't know if it's gonna save the whole head or not, but a little bit of a buffer, a little bit of a protection there.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Simple idea too, just a simple idea.
But I wanted to give them a shout out, you know, and like I said, as a matter of disclosure, they sent that to me. I didn't buy it. It was something that was sent to me for review, but I wouldn't hesitate to recommend it for a minute, you know, and they've got a lot of cool products in their lineup. Also other ones that I'm hoping to check out later, but yeah, really cool stuff.
Yeah, that's excellent, man. I do like that. I'm trying to think if I had anything. Let's see.
You got to have some pictures.
I do have a new bag, but I'm not going to bring it up yet. It's a small one. It was sent to me for a review too, and I've got to actually review it before I actually use it.
Yeah.
It's a small one. It's like a street shooting bag.
Okay,
so,
cool.
So yeah, that'll be next time. I'm looking over at my table of junk there. Yeah, I don't see anything. You know, I mean, there's been things, but I guess I'm going to reserve some of it for later shows.
There you go.
But all right, so you've been shooting. I know that. What do you have to share?
What do I have to share?
All right, got a bird shot or something.
Yeah, I think there's a chance of that. All right, so let me fire this sucker up here, and there we go. All right, so I'm starting off with birds, and like I said, holy crap! Like I've literally been called, okay, you're officially a birder now, so I guess I'm a birder. So this pair were shot in Flagstaff. You know, ironically, they're eastern bluebirds, which I'm used to seeing here in Michigan, but to be in the mountains of Arizona out in the woods and see these guys, I thought that was just like a bizarro world. All of the bird photos are 300 millimeter f4 with the teleconverter on. So we're at 420 millimeters f5.6. I think I have one shot that I'll share that was not at the f5.6. It was at like f7.1. So the next shot, and I'm going to tell you the names of the birds. So damn it, people, this is an educational experience too. This is a white-crowned sparrow. And I'm showing these photos because all of them except for one are really small birds. They're all small birds that would fit in the palm of your hand very easily, really small. So to be able to shoot birds this small, this close up, well, what would appear to be close up, is astounding, and it's probably why I'm getting addicted to shooting birds. The 300 millimeter f4 is just, oh my god, it hasn't come off of the EM1 since I've had it, you know, and it's on loan from Olympus because they've got limited supply, and I'm terrified that somebody from Olympus is going to watch this and be like, oh crap, that's right, he's still got that, we need it back. So hopefully nobody is watching because I don't want to send it back. There are still more birds out there. The next one is a male Baltimore Oriole. And I'm hoping that the people that are watching tonight or that watch this later, that some of these birds are not common to your area. So it would be kind of cool to hopefully have people see birds that they're not used to seeing. So again, male Baltimore Oriole. This bird and the one before it, the white-crowned sparrow, all shot at the campground that I camp at every weekend. So it's cool to be able to just walk out the door and shoot these guys. The next one is a yellow warbler, and birders will know this. People who don't know birds won't know this. They're ridiculously tiny. They are like the length of like your fingers on your hand. They're not even like enough to fill your hand. Very, very small bird. And they don't like to sit still. They're really hyper. They're like Tweety bird, I guess. Again, same camera setup. You know, this was EM1 and this was at 420 millimeters at 5.6 using all the available light I could get. The next one is a song sparrow, really common everywhere in the middle of a song. I don't know, part of an a cappella group. I don't know what his deal is, but he was loud and got my attention. And this one was not shot wide open. This was stopped down. I'm thinking like 7.1 or 8, somewhere around there. And I stopped down just kind of experimenting a little bit to change the light in the scene. You know, this was in the evening, but there was still plenty of light. And most of the shots that I took looked like all the other shots that I showed before, really, really bright. But by stopping down, I was shooting in manual mode. I stopped down, so I wanted to make sure everything was in focus. But then I also, you know, changed my shutter speed a little bit too and sped it up to darken everything. And I think it gave me like a really contrasty photo, so I was happy with that. Again, another really, really tiny bird. This last bird is what people in the birding world call like a lifer. Like for me, now that I've been shooting birds, I've got birds on this list that I just have to shoot. And I've always wanted to see one of these guys. It's a pileated woodpecker. They're, I think, if I'm not mistaken, the largest woodpecker in North America. And they're common all over the place, but you just don't see them very often. He's huge. So he's like the size of a crow, like a really big blackbird. And I had been out shooting and vlogging at this little I don't know, little area outside of town that's got like an open field and some drainage ponds in it and stuff like that. And was on my way home and had the moonroof open on the car and saw something fly overhead. And I looked up and recognized immediately what it was and sped up to follow it. And he landed on the side of the road where they had clear cut some trees out. And I was able to, sitting in the car, fire off like 8 or 9 shots of this guy. And this is pretty much straight out of the camera into Lightroom, processed using the Vivid color profile, the Olympus Vivid color profile. So this is not altered. This is just how the Olympus JPEG would have looked right out of the camera. Last two. I know I've got a lot of pictures tonight. Occasionally, human beings are featured in some of my photos. I'll do like 1 or 2 senior portrait sessions a year, and I'll take on a wedding, you know, and I've got one this fall. Oh my gosh, can't believe I'm doing a wedding again. So somebody that I know, their son's graduating this year, and they sought me out for graduation photos, which to me, sometimes it's flattering. I love it when people ask me to do it because I love to get outside of the comfort zone, but I'm constantly asking myself, they see all of my landscape photos and something in their head says, he should take a picture of my kid. I don't know how that works. You know, they see butterflies and birds and trees and they think, yeah, he could shoot my kid. So I give it a whirl. This is with the 75mm f1.8 on the EM5 Mark II. And the last photo is, I don't remember. The last photo, 40 to 150 on the EM1. And that was stopped down a bit. That's at like f8 so that I could get it so that you could recognize that there is like a small waterfall in the background. So yeah, that's what I've been up to. shooting that. Like I said, I don't get it when people seek me out to shoot their seniors, their weddings, their engagement photos and stuff like that. I'm like, all right, I'll give it a shot, you know.
Especially at a wedding, I've had people say, I go, you see, I shoot most of that stuff like in the streets, like of people. You want me to shoot? What gives you an idea that I could do any kind of wedding shot?
It's like, are you getting
Unless
married?
You want to have it in the middle of the street.
Yeah. I love shooting weddings, though. It's a blast. I mean, because at least on every wedding I've been to, luckily, everybody's been really happy and had a really good time, and it's just it's infectious, you know, that good mood, you know, and I just love it. So I'm excited to do a wedding this August. I can't wait.
Well, that'd be cool. I probably could do the second shooter piece on a wedding. I don't know if I could do the first one. I don't know if my patience would be there.
I've always wanted to be the second shooter because it's a little bit more of a chilled pace, you know.
Right.
I can just capture like the moments and the things, you know. And
and that's what I think. It's almost like documenting, which is real close to like the street photography piece. I thought, well, that might be cool, like documenting everything.
Yep.
You know, it's the ones where the aunts and the uncles all got to line up. I know how my uncle was for 40 years doing this. Like, oh God, you know?
Stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see here. When I first get that before I do this. And I don't have a whole bunch, but just a couple. So, all right. Do you see the guy there with the propane tank?
Yep.
Okay, good. Well, so this has been sort of a workshop time for me. This past weekend, I did a workshop down at Eastern Market. In the first few weeks of May, really up to the end of May and Saturdays, basically, if you want to see thousands and thousands of people trying to cram in to buy flowers, this is where you go. It is just insane with people around. So we're going through, and whenever we can get some pictures and at the same time have fun teaching, because we try to set up our first little slideshow for an hour that I do. I always do it inside some restaurant, so it's real interactive. I mean, we have people from other tables listening. I had a lot of that this weekend. Before, I've done one in a bar where, at 8 a.m, people are drinking and listening to a presentation. But this is a lot of fun. This is just a guy. This is just to show, in my mind, what Detroit's all about. And just hard work. This guy's just huffing and puffing at 8 a.m., rolling down the street. But just a couple here, actually just two from this I wanted to show. This one, I just love this one. This lady had stopped, and I saw that dog. I had to run up and actually tell her to please don't drive forward. I said, we got to get some pictures of this dog. and had no idea as I was snapping away that the darn dog had that tongue out. I couldn't stop laughing. And then to see him in the mirror here too. I love that, the reflection of him with that little tongue. I said, you know, that's pretty cool. Now, probably all this is very unsafe from a driving habit standpoint, so we're not condoning that. But it was a lot of fun to see something like that. And people and dogs, they'll always let you take their picture. They don't care. But this last Monday, this last Monday, I'm back on the slow roll. And for those of you that don't know or haven't listened last year, in Detroit, every single Monday from about May all the way through Halloween, so the end of October, I get together. I try to go every Monday if I'm in town, and I get together with 2,000 to 4,000 of my closest friends, and everybody comes in Monday nights, and they do this thing called slow roll, and it's you drive through the streets of Detroit on your bike for about 2.5 hours. It starts about 7:30, ends about 9:30, so it's dark, and there are some amazing bikes, tricked out lights. I mean, just it's really a community effort. And actually, the Detroit police shut down streets, shut down the route that you go on. It's always at a different route. It always starts at a different business in Detroit, so that business will get a big influx. And this night here, just to give you an idea, I was in the middle of the pack, so I had this many people in front of me, and this was shot from behind, obviously, and behind me. So there's about 2,200, I think, this past Monday night people. So I'm right in the middle there of the group during just one of our stops, because you have to stop every so often because there's just so much to get through the streets. But it's a very community spirited event. Lots of people from Detroit, from the suburbs, and it gets people down there. And that's some of the cool things that are making Detroit really sharp now to be in. And this is shot, my bike shooting camera, because that's what I'm now calling it, is the EM10 Mark II, because it's the smallest one that I'm going to get the best, the best hit as far as resolution and everything. And I just love, I could just strap it on my back. I always use the 14 to 42 easy lens. Simple, turn it on, shut it off. It's closed. If I got a pedal, throw it back on, I can shoot, and I have great, just look, you can see how great the thing works. And so going through the streets, and like everything, when you shoot street shots, I'm not always looking for the clearest picture. This guy's certainly blurry, but the idea was, when I saw this coming up, is this big Honest John's huge white wall, and the one guy standing there alone. And this is what happens when you go through there. People in the streets are just out yelling and screaming and hooting and hollering about the crowd coming through. It's a lot of fun. So I really like that shot, the contrast between the huge white wall and the grass to him. And then this one here, just really, this is one of my most favorite slow roll shots in the last 2 years, easily, because it reminds me so much of what it's like. I mean, we've got a very old building. Actually, this is a home, an elderly home, and you'll see the lady out here made it out to wave to the crowds. But I've got a person up very close, obviously, and you're seeing his wave. And if you look up close up here, got another person waving in the window. And this is the kind of community thing that I think is so exciting about the slow roll and what it means to people. So, it's good for the community of Detroit, but also good for the people outside of Detroit.
Yeah, it's the Detroit people need. Yeah, it's the Detroit people need to see.
Right, exactly. I mean, the Midtown and downtown is obviously they're beautiful. They're getting better and better. But these are the areas and the neighborhoods and the people that are really making a difference every day. And so it's exciting. And as you can tell from just seeing that many people, that one photo, that TG-Tracker is, I can't wait to get it on a bike. And shoot some video from every angle I possibly can.
Yep.
So it'll be a lot of fun. But yeah, just so that mine was more street, yours was birds. Speaking of the bird one, that woodpecker is crazy.
That's Woody Woodpecker.
The clarity, though, the claws and stuff. What's even funnier is you did it from your car?
did it from the car with the. I didn't even put it in park, so I was still in drive. So the engine has more like shake to it, you know, if you're in drive, not park. Leaning out the window, like shaking, because I'll admit I'm kind of a nerd, you know. So I was excited to see it.
Yeah,
and I was like, holy shit, you know, I can't believe it. I'm shooting it.
It's especially that it's one that you want, you know.
Yeah.
Too.
So I checked them off my list, and I'm good. I don't have to shoot one again. I will, you know, but I'm happy.
Well, and then I know before we cut out, because we're getting on our 30 minutes, which is great. Is I did announce a new workshop. There's still, I think, 3 spots left, real small one, and I made it purposely to do that so we could have fun and really talk about street shooting. But it's all about street shooting. It's in Ann Arbor with a fisheye lens. And
he chose a small group because that way not everybody's in the shot every time.
Right, everyone's in exactly. Because if we get that too many people, they're all going to be in the shot.
Yeah.
But Desmond at Camera Mall is going to let us use the store. We'll be able to actually have a little class. You know, we'll meet there in one of the back rooms that he has. And then the even cooler thing is and I'm not even going to announce what the price is, because he's got a special price. If you call him, and it says in the description on Mirrorless, go out on Mirrorless Adventures, special price on the Olympus on the body cap lens. It's already inexpensive. It's $99, isn't it? I think it's $99 regular.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, so I'm going to tell you it's less than $99, and I don't want to tell you because it's special. He said, let's not tell anybody what it is, and we'll have him call in. And
sweet.
So he, you know, and if you don't have an Olympus camera and you want to come, that's absolutely fine too. And he's making special prices on any fisheye lens for any brand from anyone that they sell.
Sweet.
So, you know, I mean, it won't be $99 because some of those fisheyes, if you're going to shoot a Nikon, are into the $1,200 range. But you know, you could actually go out and get yourself an EM10 Mark II and a fisheye body cap for a lot less than buying a lens for a Nikon. So I'll just say that too.
It's a nice gateway into this community right there.
Exactly. So come in and enjoy that. And I know Jamie and I are both going to be doing just small, short little walks or whatever it might be, and try to focus with just a few people. It's great to have big groups. We do a lot of big groups, and we will. We've got our next Mirrorless Adventure one, the one that's free for anybody to come out, is in Kensington. Metro Park, yeah. And you're really leading that. I'm coming as a person to not only help Jamie, but I want to learn landscape type stuff too. I'll have to look for birds, I think. Oh yeah, it's a lot of fun. It'll be a lot of fun for anybody interested. I know that the walk, I think, looks like it's full, but I just tell everybody, if it says full, just show up anyways. Yeah. I think there's 25 now, but who cares? Show up. Yep. Is it the second week of June? It's June 5th, I believe. June 5th, so it's the first week of June. Yep, first week in June, Sunday. Okay. So, it's on Sunday, and earlier in the morning. Not super early, like 9, I think, right? Yep, 9 o'clock, before it gets too hot in the day. You know, if it's going to be hot, who knows? It's Michigan. Good Lord, we could have snow. I don't know. Yeah, exactly. And the price is real good. It's free. Yeah, you do have to pay to get into the park, though. The park does have an admission fee, right? So, and I believe that it's $10 to get a car in. So if you bring more than one person, you guys go Dutch on, it's only $5. Yeah, and hey, you know what? You could buy one of the yearly passes for all the metro parks, and that wouldn't be a bad deal because back all the time. Yeah, and there are some beautiful metro parks, and that one is definitely a blast if you like wildlife. So yeah, for sure. But so links to all of that will be in the show. That's it. Description. Yeah, for right now, we're getting close to the end here for sure. But I think next time we talk, I'm still going to do the show, but I'm going to be in Puerto Rico. So yeah, that's awesome. Our first sort of international. I know it's America, but it'll be almost international. It's not continental, so right there you go. All right, cool. Well, I guess we'll cut it off. It'll be 8:40 when we hit the stop button here. So 40 minutes, not a bad deal. Sorry for the technical difficulties for those who couldn't tune in live. We look just as good, sound just as awesome after the fact as well. So hit us up on YouTube. Do not forget to subscribe. Please subscribe. There's a button that looks like this. Touch that. We like that. We like the thumbs up, and tell everybody you know.
Tell your mom. Mike's mom watches.
Yeah,
my mom watches. If our mothers are watching, we must be
good.
So till the next show, you guys, everybody take care, and we'll see you around.
See you later.